too. Knows about the grind. Bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again.
I'm your Huckleberry.
What's up, Nasties? Happy Friday. It's a beautiful day in E-Town. Playoffs are set. The only downside of today, no Joaquin. Missed the big guy. Hopefully he's listening. We say hello to Joaquin Gage. I'm Hernan and Salas here on EST Afternoons, live from the William Huff Studios, joined alongside our producer, Zachariah H. Kubusch. Be along for the ride today. It's going to be a fun show on top. Lots to get to Oilers-wise. Of course, everybody losing their mind over number 29 on the Edmonton Oilers. Looking good, skating on a regular line. I mean, come on. That's got to mean something. So the first 40 minutes going to be mostly all hockey as we get you ready. Get you ready for the start of the playoffs that kick off tomorrow. Of course, the Edmonton Oilers will be the last team in action on Monday at 8 o'clock as they'll host the Anaheim Ducks. We have Zack to the future. It's going to be a fun one. In hour two, we're going to head down south, tee up NBA playoffs with Dan Favali from the Bleacher Report. Also, we'll head to Buffalo, probably the most anticipated game one in recent years from Buffalo. Joe Jordan, also from the Bleacher Report, to, hey, man, it's going to be a great series. Old school, Bruins versus the Sabres. That barn's going to be rocking. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Like always, hit us up. River Korean Box 780-218-9999. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat. And, of course, slam that thumbs up. We want to get to 100.
Smash the thumbs up! Smash the thumbs up!
All right, and here we go. But you know what? First off, let's say hi to Koob. Koob, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Excited for things to get going in the NHL postseason. As always, this will be my third year really being a part of things. It's pretty cool. I don't know, like joining EST and the team immediately going on a playoff run here in the city of Edmonton, and they're ramping up for another one. And I thought they've locked themselves up a favorable matchup in round one after a great performance last night. So excited to see that from the Oilers. Excited to get in today. Good mood around the office from everybody. It was nice to see Dustin Nielson back after he was in Winnipeg calling that historic game yesterday with, of course, Macklin Celebrini making history, recording the most points in a single season for the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah, cool stuff for sure. It's great to see Dusty. He's back here doing some work. The owner of Edmonton Sports Talk. That picture you put up on the thumb of me, this was Hernan looked so mad in that picture. That was the start of my sickness. I was not feeling it.
Yeah, that was so. For those who are not on
YouTube, you can see it in my
YouTube,
face. I look terrible.
It was Modern Measure Monday. You were dressed up in all your new swag, your beautiful, beautiful suit, and I don't know. I don't mind the mean mug though.
Yeah, I look terrible.
Bit of character. Okay, do you? I'll put that in the recycle bin.
No, it's fine.
Moving forward,
it just reminds me of
the sickness.
The sickness
when you're down with
that almost took me away, Koob.
Yeah, I know. You said you were gone. That week was difficult, man. You're still battling your demons here today.
Well, my cough will not go away. Not go away. Last night, you saw the Oilers defeat a horrible Vancouver Canucks team. I'm sorry. There's no other way to put it. That team is awful. It was good for Matty Savoy, first career hat trick. First hat trick in the opening period since Zack against Seattle on November 11th, 2023. He was fantastic. Josh Szymanski gets credited with the goal. He has 2 NHL goals, Koob, and has shot neither of them into the net. Very interesting. Connor McDavid wraps up the Norris. We all knew that was going to happen.
Or the Art Ross, you mean?
I mean, the Art Ross.
I know what you meant. Everyone knows.
Yeah. He did not want to go to 50 for some reason.
Come on. Oh, dude. Oh, that one play where he was circling around the perimeter and he had a cut right towards a yawning cage and didn't even try and shoot. He deferred and passed. He had 48 goals entering the game. He could have got 50. There's no doubt in my mind that if he tried to shoot the pill and actually get a few shots on, which he did, everybody got a few shots on, he would have scored 50. But it's nice to see Savvy get 3. That was unreal, actually, watching that.
He's the new Matty Ice. Matty Ice!
Matty Ice.
Also, we'll need a nasty for the third selection in the Screw It. Let's do a parlay. Stupid Kraken lost 2-0. What did you pick?
I picked the Kings and Flames under 6.5 goals. That was a 4-1 finish in favor of Calgary.
Good job, Koob, on that one. And Walk missed the shots by 1. Bouchard had 2 shots. We needed 3.
He looked like he had multiple, though. I
might need someone to come in and replace me here because this cough is going to kill me today.
Yeah, I know. You don't even have the mute button over there.
I don't.
It's just gonna be coughing
I apologize.
The entire time.
It's going to be a lot of coughing today. I don't know what's going on. You like my jacket? This is my first jacket I ever got at the Elks when I started there.
So, okay. Well, you get some merch. I mean, I imagine you work with the crew.
It's so fancy.
It is pretty fancy. It's a nice, like, fleece. You could see the texture. I don't mind that, Hernan. I might have to get one of those.
And I'm running today after work, so there's that. I know everybody cares, so I just wanted to chime in on that. All right. Only 18 thumbs up. Very disappointing. Let's go. Casino, Mex, Larzy, Jasmine, Penners, Uke, Rip City Step. I must say, I saw Jailblazers yesterday. Fantastic. I'm becoming a Trailblazers fan. I know that's old school. You almost forget, because when you get to my age, Koob, it's like you forget certain things. And man, that team was pretty good. Rasheed Wallace is a hell of a character.
Do you have to be old to forget things? I'm pretty forgetful every day.
No.
Well, the play-in tournament wraps up today as well.
And just for everybody asking, I will not be singing La Bamba after every Oilers win. That was never discussed, and it was never agreed upon. We can decide something for the series win.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you this, Koob. We're waiting to hear from Knob if he's going to confirm that Draisaitl's in. I think he is. He's practicing on the second line with Podkolzin and Kapanen, okay? So why else would he be doing that if he's not going to play? Savoy, McDavid, Hyman. Why would you split that up? Podkolzin with Draisaitl and Kapanen. I don't like Kapanen there, but who cares? Whatever. RNH with Rozovic and Reek and Szymanski, Frederick and Doc, they've been pretty good as of late. I know a lot of people are losing their minds on social media saying Frederick's been awesome. Well, it's not hard to improve on how he started the first 4 or 5 months. Good on him. He's getting around the ice better. He's being physical. He's mucking it up. He's creating opportunities. Good on him. But let's not get crazy here that he's been fantastic, okay? The bar was really low, but good on him. Nonetheless, that's a good line. Lazar the extra. Ekholm Bouchard, Nurse Murphy, Wallman Emerson, Stastny the 7th, Ingram and Jari. Pickard called up emergency basis. You're allowed to have 3 goalies on those terms. So none of the goalies are hurt. So don't worry about that. And Ingram, I'll say it. I have no confirmation. I have no insiders. I have nothing. But Connor Ingram will be your game 1 starter. So good news on Draisaitl. It still sucks that we have no idea what's going on with Jason Dickinson, but I would assume don't expect him at least in game 1. So what do you make of those lines? I mean, I know you don't want to split up Szymanski, Frederick, Doc. I don't like Henrique with RNH and Rozovic. I'd rather have someone else. I'd even go Lazar, but they're not going to do that because Henrique's a veteran. He's a guy that's trusted by Chris Knobloch. So I'd leave that alone. I said it yesterday too. My biggest surprise is Szymanski this year. I stick by that. Like if you would have told me he was going to be in your starting lineup, like in your top 12, come game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, I would have probably slapped you.
Well, I guess
good on him though. Good on him.
To word it in an old-timey-ish way, when the facts came across our desk, that note that Josh Szymanski signed with the Oilers, nobody ever sat there for a second and thought, okay, he's going to play games in the NHL this season and be somebody who that the Oilers can go to and actually be trusted by, like make an impact.
Yeah.
He might have suited up, say, I don't know, in game 82 of the season, just to mix him in there. And there was injuries throughout the season as well where they had to go to him. But there's that is a huge surprise in my mind that maybe, a couple of years down the line, he could have seen time in the NHL. But the fact that he's taking his opportunity and running with it is great to see. And he's been an impactful, solid player almost his entire time here.
No, he's been a really, really good. The season series between the Ducks and Oilers. Oilers won 2 of the 3 games. A lot of goals scored in those games. The last one was on March 28th. It was that afternoon game. It was 1-0 up until the third, and then the Oilers kind of took over. Ducks last 10 games, 2-6-2. The Oilers are getting them right at the correct time here. I was looking at Lucas Dostal too. He's a really good goalie, but versus the Oilers in his career, Koob, he's 5-5, 8.96 save percentage, 3.59 goals against average. So I know we're going to get to predictions, so I won't say yes, but I'm very confident. I'm going to leave it at that. I am extremely, extremely confident. A lot of people talking NBA on the Nasty Chat, which is kind of a different pace. It's nice. Wow. Listen, just because I'm a Trailblazers guy now, well, my second team, I still don't see him beating the who they played, the Spurs. I don't see that happening. Sorry, Rip City Step, but now we got something in common, buddy. We're Trailblazer guys.
Wow!
And watch that show; it's fantastic. Jailblazers.
Jailblazers,
yeah. Which is kind of, I don't want to ruin it, but it's kind of a stupid name, and one of the players kind of says it in the show because none of them really went to jail. So,
Jailblazers. How the Portland Trailblazers became the bad boys of basketball.
Well, it was only
is that
3.
it?
It was only 3 of them.
Oh, that's a book.
Yeah, then you add
that's a book, yeah.
So, and the Raptors for a 4-5 series, man, and that's what we're going to ask Dan Favali. They're an extreme underdog in terms of betting lines and all that. So that's very, very interesting. We'll quickly, what time is it, Koob? We got time.
1:13.
We'll quickly do some.
Este es su noticiero.
Just because it's a busy 2 hours, Koob.
Right.
Vancouver Canucks fired their general manager, Patrik Allvin, after finishing last in the NHL with 14 fewer points than the 31st place Chicago Blackhawks. He was there for 4 seasons. I think this is just a start. I think they're going to have a brand new coaching staff. Don't expect Kane back there, that's for sure. We'll see what they do roster-wise. But the fall from 2 years ago when they took the Oilers to Game 7, and if they had any goaltending, if Demko's in that, they might win that series. And I remember going into last year, I was telling Joaquin, I go, I'm scared of the Canucks because they were that good. They were feisty. They were a bunch of a-holes to play against. Yeah, Demko coming back, and then it all blew up. And now they have the best odds to land the first overall pick. We'll see who's going to be in charge of that. But the Vancouver Canucks wasting no time.
No, I mean, there's no reason for Allvin to be around after what he's done and the way that this team has sort of formed around him in the last 4 years. So yeah, he's sailing away, and they're banking on getting that first overall pick, if not one of the top picks, and just build around that.
I'll be honest, I'm okay with Vancouver getting if it's McKenna.
Well, that would be spectacular, would it not? I mean, to have.
I'd even be okay with the Flames getting it. Let's start building a rivalry here.
Yeah, there should be more rivalries, more star players out west.
Haji says, my 10-year-old is proof that you don't, in fact, need to be old to forget things. It just gets worse. It just gets worse. I'm pretty sure this is Norm. Astros money line. Come on, Norm. No one bets on the Astros. The hell are we talking about? The Maple Leafs announced also they're meeting with Matt Sundin about a potential management role. Man, what a mess over there. They're just trying to bring back one of their best players ever. Maybe to save some face. I don't know what they're doing. Nylander runs away with the most fashionable in the NHLPA players, but we'll get to that too. I don't know about wearing that white tee he had up in the press box when he gave the finger to the good old fans. Yeah, the camera. Whatever.
Wasn't that like a lace tank top or something?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't lace. That's my bad.
And the Devils named Florida assistant GM and analytics specialist Maeda as the team's new general manager. We'll see how that goes. I mean, Carolina's a good team, but they've never won, so we'll see. Yesterday, Canadian quarterback Taylor Algersma has signed with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, one of the most sought-off guys that the Bombers are trying to get. It was a frustrating situation, as you heard Huss say on the Log Show. But good for them. I think he's a great guy to have behind an aging Zack. So good for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers to get him back. Of course, he was drafted 18th overall in the 2025 draft. Coldplay to perform at the first ever World Cup final halftime show. I'm so on board.
Wow.
I love Coldplay. I saw him here when they first came out at the Shaw Edmonton. What is it called? Shaw Conference Center.
Yeah.
5,000 people. Koob. That's what Coldplay was doing when they first started.
Dang.
Anyone at that show at the Shaw Conference Center? Long time ago.
Wow. Hopefully they don't have that same meme that went around with a couple.
I'm sorry. I get they sing a lot of like slower stuff, but like, come on. He's done a Super Bowl. Like Chris Martin knows how to get a party going.
Coldplay is one of those bands, though, that I never think about.
Yeah.
But you're totally aware of when they're on the screen or when they come up on the radio and you listen to them, you could sit and watch. At least that's how I see it. Like Coldplay, if you talk about great bands today,
they're one of the best
in
ever,
the 2000s.
Man. Yeah.
They don't get enough credit. I like them.
And
I enjoy them.
And
I know Maddie loves them.
My sister and my nieces went to see him in Vancouver, I think, a couple of years ago.
Yeah. See, that'd be a good trip.
And tons of people I know that have seen him here at Rogers, whatever. Chris Martin's one of the best frontmen I've seen perform. Like he is. He's fantastic. Max Bezuzu says, I was there. She shed it. I was there too, Hernan. That's he. Largy says, I was working security right in front of the stage. Well, Largy, I probably saw you because I was on the floor. I was probably 5 rows back from the stage.
Jeez. Yeah. You just standing room only.
Crazy. No. So they had the bleachers on the side,
right?
And the whole floor. We were on the floor.
Yeah, the floor's a spot to be.
Yeah,
I've been there a few times for a couple concerts, but for Coldplay, that'd be pretty sick.
Check how old I am. We stood in line at A&B Sound to get tickets for Coldplay that year.
I don't even know what A&B Sound is. I'm gonna be honest, Hernan.
Who the hell stands for tickets anymore?
I've never had to do that. I know my parents did probably like 10 or 15 years ago. Like that's kind of when I wasn't old enough to go to concerts at the time. Now it's all you got to pay $50 on Ticketmaster, $50 extra just to get the ticket because they need handling fees. It's silly nowadays, Hernan. I would wait in line if I had to. Let me tell you, I would wait in line. I would take work off for certain concerts.
There's not many Koob concerts right now at my age that I would wait in line for.
I already got ticket, but like Post Malone when he's coming to Commonwealth.
Gross.
I hope he doesn't play country. There's tons of great concerts.
Hey, to each their own, man. I know a lot of people don't like rap and hip hop. That's kind of my wheelhouse, like old school stuff. So
Post Malone it used to be a rapper, or kind of is.
But that's the thing with Post Malone. What the hell does he sing? He's
everything.
He's like Machine Gun Kelly. I have no idea what genre they sing.
Well, he's the only artist to go in the top 100 for rock, rap, hip hop, and pop.
Yeah, you got to pick something.
And country.
You got to pick something, bro. Rip City Step says, we've seen your Screw It, Let's Do It picks, Hernan. We know you love cold plays. Ooh.
Hey!
Oh,
that's good. That's good, man. That's too much.
Listen, Coldplay might not be your style, but I don't think anyone hates Coldplay. I could be wrong.
And it's not like a guilty pleasure thing. Like Nickelback. People love to hate Nickelback, but they truly...
I don't mind Nick.
Love them.
You know, because I hate flying. So when I was with the Elks, on every road trip we flew out, when we took off, I'd always have my sunglasses on, stressed as you know what.
Yeah.
And I'd have the album Parachutes on in my headphones.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's called Parachutes, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they would calm me down.
Yeah.
No, you know what? It was funny because they're like, what do you listen to? I'm like, Coldplay. They're like, what album? I'm like, Parachutes. They're like,
on a plane?
Doesn't make sense, buddy. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, their 2000 album, Parachutes. Man.
I agree, Max. Recent Coldplay is not good. They went somewhere where they shouldn't have. They just keep it to what they did with Parachutes, Rush of Blood to the Head, the X and Y. It's fantastic. And the Montreal Canadiens do it best. They come out to Fix You by Coldplay. Oh, it is the best. Parachutes is an elite album. All right. Kind of, we've gone off way topic here, Koob. You got to keep me on track here, buddy. The boss is back, so I was going to mail it in today. But
usually mail it in Fridays.
Yeah.
We got lots to get to, Hernan. Yep.
Only 116 watching. Where are you, everybody? Hello?
All the
join
Coldplay
us.
fans.
Well, it's Joaquin, right? It's the Joaquin effect. When he's not here, we lose about 100 viewers. So I get it. Just me and you, man.
It is just you and I.
Just you and I. That's the proper way to say it. Reed would be proud of you right now. Afternoon Inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out their happy hour. It's $5.25 drinks available Sunday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can check them out at the Tap 25, Center Bar, Onyx, and on the casino floor. Like always, Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta is your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery all in one place. With easy access to real money games, you can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now and start playing today. Of course, we're going to have the Wheel of Fun today, as one of you will be joining us for the Screw Let's Do It Parlay, and there's lots to choose from. We'll have some trivia for that as well. And then top 5 fastest answers to the inbox will join the Wheel of Fun, and whoever lands on first will get to participate. All right? Sounds like fun. Up next, we're going to do some Stanley Cup playoff predictions, Koob and I. And I'm going to continue to update you. We'll see what Knob has to say. If you missed it, Draisaitl in a white jersey today. He's skating between Kapanen and Podkolzin. Nuge on the third with Henrique and Rozovic. You got the Bash Brothers line with Szymanski, Doc, and Mr. Trent Frederick. And, of course, your top line, Savoy, coming off a Hattie last night, his first career one. And Mr. Zack Hyman. Deep pairings remain the same. Connor Ingram. Again, I have no insider info on this, but I'm pretty sure he's your number 1 goaltender heading into the playoffs. They won't start until Monday, so you get to enjoy a lot of playoff action, both in the NHL and the NBA this weekend before Monday. And listen, Monday here on Edmonton Sports Talk, we're all over it. We're going to be teeing it up from 6 until 8. 6 a.m. until 8. Check that out, Koob. It's going to be amazing.
It's unreal. Yeah, extended format here on the show. Well, not on the show, on the station, Reed Wilkins show. Like for those 8 p.m. starts, there's not going to be a second of break from 6 to 8 p.m. It's going to be unreal.
We're all over it. We're going to get into everything. We're going to be teeing it up. We're going to be looking at games that we already saw from the other series. So it's going to be a great, great time. On the other side of the break, we continue the hockey talk. It's playoff predictions with Koob and myself here. Don't go anywhere. Slam that thumbs up. We're back after a short break.
The Oilers have recalled Calvin Pickard from the Condors on an emergency basis. Pickard with 8 games played down in the AHL this season. He's gone 4-3-1, 886 save percentage, and over 3 goals against average. Oilers Ducks, they hit the ice for round 1 of the NHL playoffs starting Monday night for that series. On the court, the NBA play-in tournament closes out. 2 games on the docket. Hornets Magic go toe-to-toe at 5:30. Winner of that game plays Detroit in round 1. And out west, the Warriors, they lock horns with the Suns. The victor of that one facing OKC. To the NFL, ESPN has reported that Will Anderson and the Texans have agreed to a 3-year, $150 million extension, making him the highest non-paid quarterback. At 7:40, over in the majors, first pitch between the Jays and D-backs. Game 1 of their 3-game series. Toronto 7-11, 4th in the AL East, sending Eric Lauer to the mound against Arizona's Michael Soroka. And live now in MLB, midway through the 4th, Cubs doubling up the Mets 6-3. After that, the Orioles and Guardians go head-to-head. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, whether it's a one-time donation or monthly contribution. Every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at Capital Care Foundation.net. Some NHL playoff predictions up next here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you up to date.
The Nielson Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Jamie McLennan.
I think Ingram's done a really good job, and what he needs to do is just continue to play and play solid and give them an opportunity to win and maybe win rounds. And if he does that, then the narrative around him is this guy gives them an opportunity. He's given them a lot of quality starts, and that's all you can ask for. You know, whether you win or lose, he has to give them a chance to win, and he's been doing that.
The Nielson Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The Blue Jays are back for their 50th season. Whether you're swinging for the fences or tackling backyard spring projects, get the space you need with Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. Try 4 weeks free today. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
River Cree Resort and Casino proudly presents Revisiting Creedence. May 15th, the Creedence tribute you don't want to miss. Get ready for a powerhouse performance as the magic of Creedence lives on, delivering the iconic hits with unmatched pedigree, musicianship, and pure rock and roll energy. Don't miss a night of classic rock done right. Revisiting Creedence, May 15th at River Cree Resort and Casino. Must be 18 plus. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Goodwill is
one shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket, a deal, one donor, letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant,
learning,
trying,
building skills,
building confidence,
building a future.
One purchase, one donation,
one job, one choice.
Goodwill is
the power of one, the power of one, the power of one, the power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
Playoffs don't care what day it is, and neither does the Canadian Brewhouse. Monday, we're packed. Wednesday, electric. Saturday, don't even ask. The Canadian Brewhouse is here for every game, every round, every minute of overtime, from puck drop to final buzzer. We are in this with you. Book your table, find your people, get loud. Don't miss out. Every game feels like a Saturday. This is our house, the Canadian Brewhouse.
Oh, dude.
Are you kidding me? Call the dogs off.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Welcome back to EST Afternoons on this sunny Friday, Beastie Boys Friday, followed by some Tribe Called Quest Fridays. If you want to hear a certain genre of music or a certain band or an artist, let us know. Fridays, it's for you. Okay? Fridays is for you. Hernan and Salas, Zack, Koob, EST Afternoons, Edmonton Sports Talk. It's a great day. Playoffs are starting tomorrow, buddy. Starting tomorrow. I can't wait for it. Hit us up, River Korean Box, 780-218-9999. And like always, portion of this hour brought to you by Lamley's, built for the job, made with quality craftsmanship and designed for job protection with cowboy-worthy durability. Lamley's workwear combines safety with all-day comfort, featuring brands like Ariat Work and Wrangler rigs designed to withstand tough conditions and deliver performance across every job site. Visit lamleys.com/work to see how Lamley's can make your workday better.
LAMMLES.
All right, Koob. Let's start in the East. Okay, and we want to send in your playoff predictions as well. Okay, send them in. Tuck Dad says Shoddy Mills Friday.
I don't know if we'd have.
We probably need more than 2 songs, right?
Oh, wow.
I'm
Jeez.
just kidding. I love his song. What is it called?
Manila Nights, I think.
No, the first one.
I'm about to bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a Shoddy Mills guy, so we might have to play it.
If we get the allowance, if we ask them,
you never know,
or whatever, we have to have permission to be able to play that. Okay,
got a request for
Straight Heat.
ABBA. I'm okay with ABBA.
Oh, Dancing Queen.
Yeah,
ABBA is one of my guilty pleasures. I can't lie. I cannot lie. I see Big Pun in there. There's a lot of great ones.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of great matchups in the NHL playoffs on the horizon. You said we wanted to start in the East.
Let's start in the East. Okay,
Correct?
let's start with Buffalo, Boston. What do you have, Koob?
Buffalo, Boston. That's probably the toughest matchup, I think, out East for me. I feel like either team can really get an edge on one another. Now, I don't know. In that matchup, man, I always look at experience, and Boston's one of those teams who have that experience as well. Like the Buffalo Sabres making it here, they've already won their season.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the fact that they haven't been to the playoffs in 14 years is unreal to me. So I guess head to head for these 2 teams, power play, 9th for the Bruins, 24th on the penalty kill, face-off percentage 4th, 10th in goals for per game, 14th in goals against average for the Sabres, 10th in goals against average, 5th in goals for per game, 2nd in face-off percentage, 4th in penalty kill percentage, and 21st in the power play. Head-to-head, Boston in the regular season, 3-1 against the Sabres. And like looking at the lineup, I mean, they both have star players, elite talents up and down the way. I almost feels like for me, it just really can come down to the goaltending for both sides. I mean, the Sabres sort of had a bit of struggle throughout the season in between the pipes, and they got back on their horse early on after a couple months in the 2025-26 regular season campaign. But for them, if there's a bit of falter in between the pipes, I think Boston can take it. So I don't know. With that edge, Boston has that grit. They have that skill. They have Pasternak, who's an unreal scorer. Geeky, who's there as well. I just feel like the big dogs up front, the edge goes to Boston. And also with that, I feel like they're going to be able to take it against the Buffalo Sabres. That would be an upset for sure. I'm saying Boston in 6.
I have the same thing. I have Boston in 6. I think Buffalo, hey, great on them, man. They really turned it around. But I think, I don't know. I just think this is one of the upsets for me. I have 2. But I just, there's something about that Boston team. Now, that it's not the best lineup either. But I think I'd choose Swayman. And I know Buffalo goaltending has been really good as of late, both guys. But I'm feeling Boston in 6. Tampa Bay, Montreal. I think Montreal's an exciting young team. But I can't bet against Kucherov, Vasilevsky, and those boys. So I'm taking the Tampa Bay Lightning in 7.
I have that same thought. I'm going to echo a lot of your probably same thoughts for this matchup. This is the one that I'm most excited for. This first round matchup. This one I want to sit down and watch as much as I'm humanly possible with my day-to-day life. I'm going to go back and watch the recordings of this game because Montreal Canadiens are on the up and up, and they have so many fun players, but I think just the veteran leadership of the Lightning, even though they're without Hedman, Victor Hedman on LTIR currently, I feel like they're just going to be able to push past them. They're going to be challenged a lot and by Montreal, but this year isn't their year, and they're going to have to recoup and learn some things as a young Habs squad against this veteran Lightning team. Lightning in 7.
Yeah, we both have the same so far.
Yeah, Boston in 6, Lightning in 7.
Ottawa, Carolina. This is my other upset. There's something about this Sens team. Carolina, they can never listen. They win series, sure, but they can never go to the dance. So I'm taking the Sens in 6.
Now, it's a weird cop out to try and look at this Ottawa Carolina series and just say it comes down to goaltending. Brandon Bussey has had an unreal rookie season, 31-6-2. But he has an .894 save percentage for Carolina. I feel like if they're able to get some saves, Carolina is going to be able to smother the Senators up and down the way. And it also is a bit of a special teams series as well. Like the Canes 4th in the NHL in power play percentage, 11th in penalty kill against an 8th ranked power play for the Senators and 29th penalty kill. The Canes are also 2nd in goals for and 5th in goals against. So they can get them over the line, hit the twine, and they can also keep it out. If they're able to lock it down defensively, I'm saying Carolina in 7.
Carolina in 7. And the final one, the Battle of Pennsylvania. I mean, this one, a younger squad in Philadelphia, not a lot of playoff experience there. Goaltending, I just don't know. I'm going to roll with my boy, Sidney Crosby, Stuart Skinner to get it done, but I think it's going to be a tough series. Actually, yeah, I'm taking Pens in 7.
I'm also taking the Penguins, though I feel like they're going to be able to get by this Philadelphia team with a little bit more ease. Now, the Penguins are third in goals for per game against a team that's 21st in goals for per game on the other side. And the special teams for Philly is just not good. They're 32nd on the power play in the regular season, on the PK, 22nd on the power play. They're just not good on the man advantage or being down. And it's hard to discount Sidney Crosby, Erik Karlsson, Chris Letang, Genny Malkin. You go down that lineup and you just see these veteran players who know how to win. And I think that's going to be the complete edge in this one. So Penguins in 5. They're going to be dominant.
Pens in 5. Okay, over to the West. Starting tomorrow, we have the Dallas Stars and the Minnesota Wild. I listen, Roope Hintz, I'm concerned. He hasn't played in a while. Heiskanen is day-to-day. Minnesota's got Quinn Hughes now, and that's huge. That's enormous for them. Oh, and just announced Michael Russo that covers the Minnesota Wild. Jesper Wallstedt gets to start in game 1 over Gustafsson, which is because Wallstedt has fallen too a little bit after his hot start.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a bit of an emotional pick for me too. The sad news of Jesse Pierce passing away with her 3 young kids. I'm riding the Wild, and I hope they go far in this one for her and her family. And so I'm taking the Wild in 6.
That's a very gracious pick, Hernan. And yeah, like anytime, I don't know, this team comes up in the news, I always think about Jessie Pierce. She's always in my thoughts, so is the rest of her family. But for this series here, regular season meeting 2-2, it's a split. Of course, you mentioned, Heiskanen, he's questionable for the start of game 1, and then Hintz out for the first couple games there. This matchup is neck and neck. I mean, in the regular season, this matchup has been set almost the entire year. They've been the 3 central teams were the 3-headed monster of the NHL almost the entire way through 65 games or whatnot, like 80% of the season there.
Yeah.
I feel like this one's going to be such a tight defensive series. And Jesper Wallstedt, man, if he's able to continue what he's been doing in the regular season, .915 save percentage, .261 goals against average. Both of these teams have some great goaltending, but it'll be a close, stingy, tight defensive battle. And I think in that sense, the Wild will take it. Their defensive core is unreal. They have Hughes. They picked up Petrie. They have both Felinos on their team. They have some great defensive-minded players and some players that in tough situations could really come up and just hold the game back. So Minnesota in 7.
All right, Colorado Kings. I think this is
a no-brainer.
This is a no-brainer. I'm taking the Avs in a sweep.
Yeah, I don't even want to say much else. Yeah. Avs in sweep. I do just want to mention really how fraudulent I think this Kings team is. Props on them for making the playoffs with only 22 regulation wins, tied second last in the NHL regular season with the Blackhawks. Vancouver is the only team with less regulation wins, having 15, and the Leafs and Rangers, who have had abysmal seasons out east, have more regulation wins than LA. So it's going to be the Avalanche in a sweep.
Vegas, Utah. This one's interesting. I mean, Torts turned that team around 7-0-1, I think, to finish the season. Utah, a team that can score. They're getting their first taste of playoff action as well. I'm kind of torn on this one. I don't know where to go. I mean, Vegas has the experience. Can Torts keep them playing the right way? Can Utah just outscore them? Utah's goaltending's not the best either. I think, though, I'm going to roll with experience in this one. I'm going to take the Vegas Golden Knights to win this series in 6.
This one kind of, I don't know. It's almost like a coin flip. I feel like early on in the series, we'll kind of see the way that this goes. Utah in the regular season 2-1 in their series against Vegas, but it's hard to discount a championship caliber team in the Vegas Golden Knights. They won the Cup a few years ago. They have tons of those pieces still on the squad, but Yeah, I give the edge to Vegas. I mean, maybe Torts, he lit this spark underneath the Golden Knights in a time where they kind of needed a kick in the butt, and they might take that into the second round. And I believe that they have the potential to do so. So I'm also going to go Vegas in 6.
Right, and then the team we cover here in Edmonton, it's nothing yet from Knobloch. I'm just keep refreshing Twitter to see if he confirms that Mr. Leon. He's not going to be skating on the second line for no reason. So, and by all accounts, from Rishog and Speck who are down there reporting, so kudos to those guys for putting it out there on Twitter. He looks really good skating. It's his 3rd straight day, so. Listen, I would have picked the Oilers without Dickinson and Draisaitl over the Ducks. Now with Draisaitl, I listen, no disrespect to the Anaheim Ducks, but 2-6-10 in their last 10 games. 2-6-2, sorry. In their last 10 games. Dostal's numbers are not great against the Edmonton Oilers. That's a team that has a few guys that have won the Cup, but it's a lot of young guys. It's an enormous amount of young guys. I just think the Oilers' experience, and I think when you have McDavid and Draisaitl, you're going to have to be pretty special to beat them. Goaltending, I mean, Ingram's giving you the big saves. The defense is better with the addition of Connor Murphy, the nurse whisperer. Bouchard's been excellent. You have depth now. You have I think it's a little bit different from last year. You have more physicality. You have more guys that can muck it up. So I think this is going to be an easy series for the Edmonton Oilers. Wow. I'm taking the Oilers in 5.
Wow, okay. Yeah. I don't mind that pick there, Hernan. I do give the edge to the Edmonton Oilers here in this one. Just all-around experience. Their team is starting to click. I mean, Matt Savoy getting a hat trick. Yeah. They have scoring up and down the lineup coming to the end of the regular season, and players who have sort of become unsung heroes. Some people who are kind of sitting in the darkness starting to emerge into the light, I guess you could say, in a weird roundabout way. But the Ducks, they're a quick, striking, stingy team. And they have a lot of young, talented players who are going to help this team greatly in the next few years. I feel like the Ducks aren't going to take this one, but they're going to be back in the future. They're going to be a mainstay in the playoffs for a couple years to come. They're going to push the Oilers back a little bit to start the series. I think it's going to be a bit of a challenge. There's going to be some exciting, high-scoring games in the first 2 or 3 matchups as I look at it now, but the Oilers are going to get it done and take it home in 6 games.
All right, Koob's picks. Boston in 6, Tampa Bay in 7, Carolina in 7, Pens in 5, Wild in 7, Avs in 4, Vegas in 6, Oilers in 6. I have Boston in 6, Tampa Bay in 7, Sens in 6, Pens in 7, Wild in 6, Avs in 4, Vegas in 6, Oilers in 5. Let us know your picks. Send them to the River Korean Box 780-218-9999. The Nasty Chat, and slam that thumbs up. We're almost at 50, which is an enormous start. It's a fantastic start. And coming up next, it is Zack to the Future. We're going to have some fun there with young Koob and see how he does with some trivia. Of course, he has wildcard. He can use someone here in the studios or go to the Nasty Chat. That's all coming up. Like always, the Afternoon Inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out their Tap 25 restaurant where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. Zack to the Future on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere.
The Oilers have recalled Calvin Pickard from the Condors on an emergency basis. Pickard has played 8 games in Bakersfield this season, going 4-3-1, an .886 save percentage for him, and over 3 goals against average in the AHL. Oilers Ducks, they hit the ice for round 1 of the NHL playoffs, starting Monday night for those 2 teams. On the court, the NBA play-in tournament closes out. 2 games on the docket. Hornets Magic go toe-to-toe. 5:30 tip-off. Winner of that game plays Detroit in round 1. Well, out west, the Warriors and Suns lock horns. Whoever takes that one faces OKC. In the NFL, ESPN has reported that Will Anderson and the Texans have agreed to a 3-year, $150 million contract extension, making him the highest paid non-quarterback. At 7:40, first pitch, Toronto, Arizona, game 1 of their 3-game series. The Jays 7-11, 4th in the AL East, sending Eric Lauer to the mound to battle Arizona's Michael Soroka. Live now in the majors, midway through the 5th, the Cubs up 7-3 over the Mets. Zack to the Future up next here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubusch, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
It shows you a lot about, not that you need to know more about the greatness of Connor McDavid, but that really was neat. I mean, he was 2 goals away from 50 goals, but his priority, maybe even after the first, because they realized how that cross seam to Savoy was there, and it just seemed like it was just working. I believe his priority became Matt Savoy.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
How dude.
Are you kidding me?
How dude.
We're back here on EST afternoons on this sunny Friday. The weather's getting better. I think next Monday, if you're watching the game at the Moss Pit, it's going to be a wonderful day. Oilers and Ducks, last 2 teams to play in round 1. Of course, this is EST afternoons. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat. Thumbs up, please, and thank you. We'll continue our predictions in the second hour. We're going to pick our 2 finalists, West and East, and then the winner and the Conn Smythe. So that's still to come. Dan Favali to talk NBA playoffs. And we're going to go to Buffalo, probably the most anticipated game 1 of this first round in that city. It's going to be great. Joe Yurden from Bleacher Report will join us as well. And, of course, let's do a parlay where one of you is going to participate with the Wheel of Fun. Got some trivia coming up, so don't go anywhere. Right now it's time for Zack to the Future here on EST Afternoons.
Just as I predicted, time traveling is just too dangerous. 1.21 gigawatts.
All right, Koob, we're going to start. This is not 80s or 90s. This is just for fun. The Ducks and Oilers are going to be playing in the first round for the first time since 2017. We all remember that. Yep. Stupid Kessler grabbing Talbot's pass. I don't know how they allowed that goal. That was brutal. But the Oilers did blow a big lead in that game. They smoked them in Game 6. I think it was 6-0, and lost a close one in Game 7. And then the Oilers kind of dipped again, missed the playoffs for a few more seasons. And now they're just offensive, playoff juggernaut. They're always there, and they're always
7 years
competing.
straight.
7 years straight, baby. Name the 2 former Ducks players that are currently on the Oilers.
2 former Ducks players that are currently on the Edmonton Oilers. Adam Henrique.
That's one.
And, okay, I got to go through the entire roster here. Why am I?
Well, there's a time limit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know why I'm completely blanking on the former Duck. Because this, wow. Am I really that silly?
No one in the Nasty Chat knows either.
Really? Former Duck? Is he in today's lineup? I don't know. Oh. Okay, because I need to think of the lineup. So it was what? McDavid, Savoy, Hyman, Podkolzin, Draisaitl with... Was it Kapanen?
I've stumped everyone.
You
no
might have
one on the
you
chat
stumped
knows it. No
everybody,
one in
no.
the inbox. Someone's got it.
Wallman,
But don't look.
Bouchard.
Okay, you got 10
Ekholm.
seconds. 10, 9,
You're putting me on the spot. I hate being on the spot,
6,
Hernan.
5,
Can't be
4,
Szymanski.
3,
I can't
2,
check my notes.
1.
I don't know, Hernan. Jeez. It's going to be so obvious. You're going to tell me, and I'm going to hate myself.
Well, you're going to get 0.5 because you had him in Reek. The other one is Max Jones.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. Okay, I knew that, Hernan. Okay. Tell me I knew that. Yes, I did. I did. Okay.
Okay. This song.
Don't hate me, guys.
This song in 1984 made its debut. It's one of Reed Wilkins' favorites. And I don't know if you'll know this. It's a tough one. But it made its debut on this day back in the 80s, 84.
I don't think I've ever heard that in my entire life.
What? Get out.
I might have to.
Seriously, get out.
Is there a full chorus? I know I don't get Max Jones.
Well, I
That's
can't give you
silly.
the chorus because then it'll give you the...
Because that'll be the song.
Yeah.
Do, do, do. Is it that one? Do, 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 do. No, I don't know. I'm going to go to the nasty chat for this one.
Okay, no one has it.
I did failed. Everyone's telling me I failed. I get it. I get it, okay?
All right.
Larzy, Casino Dealer J, Max Bezozu. I don't know who to trust here. I don't know who to trust.
Let's see here. Well, I mean... Okay, so
Wow.
you're confused because some are giving you the song name, some are giving you the band name.
Duran Duran, The Reflex. Final answer. Yeah, I don't...
You got it!
With my chances on the danger line, I'll cross that bridge when I find it.
Never heard this?
Do
you know who Duran Duran is?
Reed told me like 6 months ago who Duran Duran is. Aren't they in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Oh, I don't know. I asked Reed if they've ever come to Edmonton and we couldn't remember. So does anyone know? Let us know. River Korean Box or the Nasty Chat.
Duran Duran was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a part of the class of 2022.
Nice. And then Reed Wilkins says Game 6 in 2017 was a 7-1 Oilers win. Letestu, 4 points. How about that? I know Draisaitl had a big game in that one too. And then he says Koob thought it was the right stuff.
The right stuff.
Is that New Kids on the Block?
I don't know.
Okay, NBA playoffs are starting, Koob. As you can see, don't post it yet. There's 5 names on your left, right? That I've posted?
Sure.
Nicknames, okay? Of those 5 names, I'm going to show you 5 players. You got to guess who the nickname belongs to.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
You've already used your wild card, so you're screwed.
Yeah, this is tough.
Okay, so these are all guys that played in the late 80s, mostly 90s.
Yeah, right where I wasn't alive.
Yeah. You probably
gonna be
don't
great.
You probably don't want to make it that big just yet.
Okay, because I have to see the nicknames myself. So
Yeah.
Oh
No, just leave it. Just leave it the way it was.
Oh, okay.
And then, yeah.
Okay, I'll get it back here. Hold on.
Koob screwed
Great
it
radio.
up. Koob screwed it up.
I am screwing it up. I didn't know how it was going to look.
Okay.
Oh,
So
there's-
the 5 names are The Glove, Clyde the Glide, The Mailman, Penny, the Admiral. Okay? Here's the first one. Who is, which player attach it to his nickname?
Really?
Yes.
What was the last one? Penny?
Penny. Yeah. They're all there. Can you see them?
I've watched Big Bang Theory. Penny. Penny. Penny, Clyde the Glide, the Mailman, the Admiral.
The Admiral.
The Glove. Wow. Number 22, Trailblazers. Going up for a layup. Sure. He's going to deliver the ball in the net. I don't know. The Mailman?
That's your final answer?
Final answer.
Okay. We'll go through these after.
Okay.
So
I've heard of all these nicknames.
Okay, so you went with the Mailman for this one. Here is your second player.
Number 22 on the Seattle Supersonics, or not 22, number 20. So I've used the Mailman already. There's 4 more nicknames.
Yes.
I'm just selling time completely. This is another gentleman who looks quite stern as he's marching and mushing his way up the floor. You know what? Let's go with the Admiral. He looks pretty in control. I don't know.
Okay, so the mailman and the Admiral are out. Okay.
Okay.
Here is your third player.
Right on. Okay. Remember the Utah Jazz? Pretty sick handlebar mustache. That's really all I can tell you about him. Wow. I'm going to go with Penny.
That's awesome. I love it.
I have no clue who any of these players are.
Okay. Here's your fourth one.
Okay.
So you have two left.
Pinstripe jersey, Orlando Magic.
You have the glove and you have Clyde the Glide.
This is Clyde the Glide for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Too bad I wasn't alive in the 80s to watch any basketball.
These guys are mostly 90s.
Or 90s.
Okay.
I still wasn't
so
alive.
this one has to be the glove.
The glove.
David
Spurs?
Robinson.
Sure.
Spurs legend. Okay, Koob.
This has been atrocious. You know what you're doing. You make them easy every other week, and then you come back.
I'm sorry to the audio
That's
audience.
okay.
I should have gave a little synopsis on the player. I am so sorry, but the four players were Clyde Drexler, Gary Payton, Karl Malone, Anthony Hardaway, and David Robinson. Okay, those were the five players, and Koob had to match them to their nickname. He started with Clyde the Glide. So that one was wrong. You said he was the mailman, so
incorrect.
He was Clyde the Glide Drexler, Koob.
Sure.
An absolute legend. Gary Payton, you said was the Admiral?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, he was the glove.
Was he? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Yeah.
Okay.
Karl Malone, you said he was Penny. He was the mailman.
Karl Malone was the mailman?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Anthony Hardaway, you said was Clyde the Glide.
And for me.
He was known as Penny. And David Robinson, legend, was known as the Admiral.
Wow. That
Those are tough, Koob.
Those are tough.
You could have saved your
wild card for
Wild
that.
card for
Yeah.
that,
I wanted to
but-
get Duran right. I'd rather impress Reed Wilkins and be right on NBA trivia. That's the truest thing. Those are some good nicknames.
Well,
so.
Krep says, don't feel bad. I was alive when these guys played and I had no clue.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have no excuse. I don't know.
No, it's hard, buddy.
The
Well,
NBA is
that's why
hard,
it's
man.
hard. You weren't around these times.
Weren't around? Didn't watch basketball?
I mean, the most famous one is probably the mailman. It's Karl Malone.
Mailman, Karl Malone.
Karl Malone.
See, I've heard of Karl Malone. I've heard probably of 2 out of 5 of those players listed.
That's okay, buddy.
I know. I have to brush up on a lot of history.
Saint Nolan from Fat Albert says, we got to buy a Koob trivia book.
Yeah, I know. Bad thing I'm illiterate.
I wonder
like
how
picture
much.
books.
Well, Krep said he didn't know any of them. I'm pretty sure a lot of people knew these because they were putting it into the chat.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a fun exercise.
It was.
Yeah.
You really
hard.
worked my brain, especially
hard.
with the Oilers question. Like, that's an obvious one where, okay, if you take a look at the roster, I can tell you probably where 95% of the players played their entire career in. But like, bringing it up like slide, like I was not expecting that question, Hernan. You did a great job on it's a pop quiz. That's what it is.
It's a pop quiz.
I got to get 50% to pass.
And that's all it is.
I barely
buddy.
got anything.
Don't worry about it. It's all good. You failed.
I'm not going to sleep tonight, Hernan.
It's only the third time you failed, but those were tough, especially for a guy who wasn't around in the 90s. But I'm intrigued to see how the Nasties did. Did you get 5 out of 5? Let us know. Like always, we're coming to you live from the William Huff studio. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be is what they call the William Huff advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout at 780-454-4536. Nasty chat, hit us up on the River Korean box, 780-218-9999, and slam that thumbs up for us. Hour 2, NBA, NHL, screw it, let's do it. Still a lot of fun to come in of, like always, at 3 o'clock. It's the Reed Wilkins Show with Reed Wilkins and Jay Mellon. They'll take you right up until 6. Hour 2 coming up here on EST Afternoons.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
My most promising player is Connor Ingram. They're going to have to re-sign him. He just turned 29 on March 31st. What if the Oilers can get him for relatively cheap? If the Oilers actually have like a legitimate starter that doesn't have fans questioning every goal he lets in or every time he starts a game, that would certainly shift the attitude around the team.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
River Cree Resort and Casino proudly presents Revisiting Credence. May 15th, the Credence tribute you don't want to miss. Get ready for a powerhouse performance as the magic of Credence lives on, delivering the iconic hits with unmatched pedigree, musicianship, and pure rock and roll energy. Don't miss a night of classic rock done right. Revisiting Credence, May 15th at River Cree Resort and Casino. Must be 18 plus. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. Had a good day? It's time for happy hour. Bad day? Oof, happy hour. Boss said great job? Happy hour. Boss said let's circle back? Ugh, definitely happy hour. Got a promotion? Happy hour. Spilled coffee on your shirt 5 minutes after getting dressed? Ugh, happy hour. So whether you're celebrating or recovering, our happy hour starts at just $3.99. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
Calvin Pickard has been recalled on an emergency basis from the Edmonton Oilers. Pickard has played 8 games in the AHL in Bakersfield this season, 4-3-1 record, .886 save percentage, and over 3 goals against average. Oilers Ducks say hit the ice to start their round 1 series Monday night. On the court, the NBA play-in tournament closes out. 2 games on the agenda. Hornets Magic go toe-to-toe at 5:30. Winner of that one moves on to play Detroit in round 1, while out west, the Warriors and Suns lock horns. Whoever takes that one faces off against OKC. In the NFL, ESPN has reported that Will Anderson and the Texans have agreed to a 3-year, $150 million contract extension. That makes him the highest paid non-quarterback. And at 7:40, it's first pitch between the Jays and D-backs, game 1 of their 3-game series. Toronto 7-11, 4th in the AL East. Eric Lauer to the mound for them against Arizona's Michael Soroka. Right now in the majors, bottom 6th inning, Mets down 7-3 to the Cubs. After that, the Braves and Phillies duke it out while the Giants and Nationals go head-to-head. I'm Zachary Kubusch. That was your sports update. Hour 2 of EST Afternoon starts right now.
How dude.
We're back here on EST Afternoons. It's Hernan, Salas, Zack, Kubusch, our boy Joaquin Gage off. This might be his last Friday. We might have one more. Coming to you live from the William Huff Studios. We are so excited for the playoffs to get going. Of course, 2 playing games today to finish it off in the NBA. as well as you got the Blue Jays in action taking on Arizona to kick off another series for the Toronto Blue Jays. And we're just ahead of Dan Favali. Of course, all our guests are brought to you by Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's a game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as you for every team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs there. And he's going to give me the thumbs up when we're good to go as we bring in friend of the show, friend of 1260 back in the day, Dan Favali from Bleacher Report, joining us here to talk all things NBA playoffs. Dan, how you doing?
I am doing well. Thank you for having me. How are you doing?
Yeah, we're doing excellent. I think last time you joined us was the big Luka trade. So it's been a while. Yeah, so let's get right to it. I guess let's start with the games tonight. We got two playing games. Charlotte taking on the Magic. Golden State, after a brilliant fourth quarter to get over the Clippers, is in Phoenix to take on the Suns. How you seen these two games playing out tonight, Dan?
I think starting with the first one, you look at just what the Magic have been all season, which I think is fair at this point to call an abject disaster. Their offensive process is questionable, and given the fact that we know the Hornets have LaMelo Ball and what they've been doing basically since Thanksgiving, I like Orlando's size at some of their positions. If Franz and Paolo can get it going, and that whole team with Jalen Suggs and Anthony Black could be frisky defensively, but just the variance with Charlotte's three-point shooting, I think this is a game that they will end up winning. They're just the better two-way team, to boil it down even further. And man, in that second game, I think it's got to be the Warriors, I would think. Steph is just still magical. Maybe you don't get a same type of Al Horford crunch time heroics, but the way Draymond Green defended in that game against the Clippers, the way that Gary Payton II was playing, this team still has some juice left. I don't expect them to do anything once they get to Oklahoma City, but I think this is a game that they'll win.
I got to ask you, Dan, we were talking about it yesterday, the LaMelo Ball incident with Bam there. There's one certain media member that, used the word clown and all that. What did you make of that whole situation?
It stinks. I thought he should have been suspended. And I say that as someone who's been in a very avid LaMelo Ball defender over the years. I think you just look at it. I watched the play a bunch of times. There's an angle where it looked like he kind of got kneed in the head at one point, but this was not a basketball play, whatever he did. What I did take exception to was some of the rhetoric afterwards. We have this tendency to ascribe personalities or moralities to a way that a player carries himself on the court. And it's just LaMelo, even before something like this, because of the way he takes threes or a nonchalant demeanor, people have thought he's a clown. That's not really anything you hear coming out of Charlotte off the court. And the final thing I'll say is, we got to do something about the play-in game numbers just going into the ether, because LaMelo gets a flagrant 2, but it doesn't matter because if they make the playoffs, it just resets and doesn't count. So if you weren't going to suspend him, I feel like he should have to deal with that flagrant 2 hanging over his head. And regardless of what happens, it's not going to make the Heat feel any better for the way their season ended.
No, for sure. Dan Favali from Bleacher Report joining us here on EST Afternoons. NBA playoffs get going tomorrow. Of course, 2 playing games tonight. If you don't mind, Dan, we'll start with Canada's team, the Toronto Raptors. We had Josh Lewinberg on yesterday, who covers the team with TSN. He said it's going to take a lot for the Raptors here to upset the Cavs. Now, it's a 4-5, Dan, and the betting lines and all that. They're extreme underdogs in this one. Do you give any chance? And if the Raptors can defeat the Cavaliers, how can they do it?
I really think that some of the things they're going to need to do is, one is the pace is going to need to be through the roof, just because I think that if you get into the half court against Cleveland, even if you have Donovan Mitchell and James Harden to pick on, the Cavaliers have kind of already won. They've played slower since they've gotten James Harden. Their transition defense can still be okay. But especially during some of those dual big minutes, if the Raptors can get out and run after rebounds, I think that's a huge key to them winning. And then they really got to, this is all pending. Emmanuel Quickley, I think, is probably the biggest X factor of the series, not just because of his injury, but if he's not playing or if he is playing, you need that element of beyond the arc shot making that you're not going to get from anyone else. And that, that includes a Scotty Barnes, like Brandon Ingram. He's not someone who's going to shoot those in high volume. Emmanuel Quickley is kind of that, not even just an off the dribble threat there, but being able to hit stuff after operating away from the ball. You need him to have a big series. And if he's not playing, where are you going to get that from? I think like Jacoby Walter is a much different player, but that's someone they could turn to. We've seen them dust off Jamison Battle at points. Does this become an RJ Barrett series just because he's someone who in theory can shoot threes? And if the Cavaliers are putting, let's say, Donovan Mitchell on him, could he punish that matchup a little bit? I guess the moral of that rambling is I think the Raptors need to find a pain point in the half court that they're maybe not able to exploit for Cleveland, but that they can go to consistently, because as good as Brandon Ingram is at making difficult shots, I don't think that could be your outlet. And this season more than ever, we've seen Scotty Barnes is at his best when he's kind of operating within the flow of something.
And Dan, when you look at the teams, of course, we're waiting on 2 teams to get in here tonight. Who do you think has the hardest path to the championship?
I think it's the Nuggets or the Timberwolves, whichever team is going to win that series. Just because you go through one of those teams, so it's Jokic versus Edwards, and then it's the Spurs probably a wait after that, and then it's you got to go through the Thunder. So overall, I think it's got to be the winner of that series. I would believe, just because they have to face each other, which might be a 7-game slugfest, and then you just have Wemby and SGA and the rest of their crew waiting in subsequent rounds.
Dan Favale from Bleacher Report joining us here on EST Afternoons. We were talking with some colleagues here, and when you look at the East, the Pistons are the number 1 seed. Do you feel like they're getting a little disrespected here as a number 1 seed?
Yes, it's because I don't see anyone getting ready because the Hornets are the team that everyone thinks would be a better matchup for them in the playoffs. I don't see anyone getting ready to pick the Hornets for an upset, but I think the last time I checked, the odds was that Detroit, after having the best record in the East and the second or third best record in the league, was the 3rd most likely team to come out of the East behind the Cavs and Boston, if I'm not mistaken. And there are people that probably think the Knicks are more threatening. I think they are undervalued. They showed some stuff offensively when Cade Cunningham was out with that collapsed lung that I didn't really know that they had in them. Whether it was Asar Thompson, we've seen the shot making from Jalen Duren all season. Tobias Harris is uncomfortably important to them, and so that's something to just sit there and wonder about. Their offense is the concern. It's not just the shooting, but it's who else other than Cade? Is it Donis Jenkins? What can you do with Asar Thompson in those situations? But I do think they're being undervalued a little bit. When you look at the landscape of the East, the only team I really feel bad about them facing would be a matchup with the Boston Celtics.
And Dan, the first round in the NBA, or if it's in the NHL, it's always the best. There's great plays, there's great action all around. But if I were to ask you which team has the best shot at a first round upset, who would you pick?
Man, so I guess when you look at the seeds, it's Minnesota, just because they're 6 versus Denver's 3. If I wanted to be, they're still the higher seed. I kind of think the Lakers, they're an underdog and they're the higher seed. I just don't trust the Rockets offense. I know they were better down the stretch of the season. So the answer is the Timberwolves. But I think everyone's going to pick the Rockets to win this series with Austin Reeves and Luka out. We've seen the Lakers play a little up tempo when LeBron and Smart are on the court without Reeves and Luka. Houston's offense has been all over the place for much of the year. And if they can't find someone other than Kevin Durant to get them looks in the half court, or if Ime Udoka still goes through this weird phase of not really liking Reed Shepherd, it seems, or not valuing him enough, he'll play, but he's not a part of the offense or as big of a part of the offense as he should be for long stretches. That would just be sort of the disastrous series I have my eye on. But I think the real answer is it's the Timberwolves versus the Nuggets.
And when we're talking about legends of the game, I mean, LeBron James, what he's doing at his age is just fantastic. Of course, dealing with injuries there as well. What do you make of LeBron? Is this kind of the last we see of him, or we still got a couple more years, one more year?
I'm just going to try and manifest this myself and say he gets to a quarter century worth of season so that we have 2 more after this. I would be fairly surprised if this was the last season, though. It feels like he claims he doesn't want a farewell tour, but it just seems as if he would want to end his career in Cleveland, or at least would want to end it going into it and letting everyone know it's his last season. So I don't know whether he'll be in LA next year, but maybe this is me just wishful thinking, but I'd be pretty shocked if he's not in the NBA next year.
Okay, perfect. And you know what? It's all said and done. We break down all these series and it's fun, and we watch all the games, and some will be quick in 4 or 5 games. Some will go to 7. At the end of the day, Dan, is it just it's OKC Thunder again? The squad, the depth, everything about that team. That's just going to be them again.
They are my title pick, but I will say, the Spurs like history belies this because they're inexperienced. Wemby hasn't been to the playoffs before. He's played in big games before, but like Dylan Harper, Steph Castle, like these guys don't have NBA play. Devin Vassell don't have NBA playoff experience. And even beyond them, you could talk me to the Timberwolves scrapping together if they make it past the Nuggets. You could talk me to the Nuggets beating OKC. I think the problem lies with if OKC comes out of the West, I don't really see a team in the East that's going to give them a real fight. Maybe Boston. And that's like a big maybe for me. And so this might say more about how I feel about the meat and potatoes of the West. Yeah. But when it's all said and done, it could wind up being, OKC just ran through the West. But I think there's enough potential roadblocks there in San Antonio, in Denver, and potentially Minnesota, depending on how healthy Anthony Edwards is and what their offense looks like on any given night. That I'm holding out hope that even if they win again, that it's going to be a brutal road and we're going to get a lot of just, 7-game sets. And hopefully, I didn't expect last year's finals to go 7, and those went 7 anyway. And so maybe it'll be one of those situations.
And who'd you pick in the East to go to the finals?
I keep going back and forth. My preseason pick was the Cavaliers, and so I'm inclined to some extent to stick with it. I just don't trust them, and I trust them even less now that they have James Harden on their team. I think I'm going to go with Boston. They were a 55-win team on pace for it before Jason Tatum came back. He's come back. He just continues to look better, making more shots. He averaged like 8 assists during the month of April, so a small sample size. But that team, I have some questions about how does the 5 rotation hold up in the playoffs, but everything else is just they have a bunch of these athletic or versatile wings, and they're able to run these smaller lineups, and the way that they're able to shoot threes both accurately and high volume, I think they deserve to be the favorites coming out of the East.
Dan, great stuff. It all kicks off tomorrow at 11 a.m. with the Raptors and Cavaliers from Cleveland. Just let our audience know, I know you're with the Bleacher Report. You used to join us back in the day at 1260, on the regular. You also have the Hardwood Knocks podcast. So where can people find your work and your podcast?
Yeah, so they can find Bleacher Report, like you said. My stuff's there basically daily. And then if you search Hardwood Knocks wherever you get your podcast, we cover the entire league. We have a lot of fun doing it, and I think you'll enjoy it. So go check us out wherever you get your podcast, please. And thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, Dan, this has been fantastic. Always great catching up with you. Enjoy the playoffs, and maybe we'll have you on throughout the playoffs here.
Most definitely. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much.
Right. Dan Favale from the Bleacher Report. Check out his podcast as well, which is really, really good if you're a big NBA. Of course, we're Association City here, right? It's the Hardwood Knocks podcast, so make sure to check it out. I'm pumped for the NBA playoffs. I can't wait to watch the Raptors tomorrow. I know Quickly is kind of day-to-day. He's going to be a game-time decision, which is tough for them, but we'll see what BI can do, see what Scotty Barnes can do. And listen, Josh Lewinberg's all over the Raptors. He covers them. He's the best at it. And I'll say this, when he wasn't too confident that they came by the Cavaliers, it was kind of like, ugh. But you never know. That's why you play the game. So you just move forward with that. And some great series, man. I'm intrigued to see the Spurs. Nuggets, Timberwolves is going to be awesome. Of course, LeBron. You always want to watch LeBron. I'm intrigued by the Pistons that seem to be getting a little bit of disrespect for sure. But it's great. Rip City Step says, great guest. Yeah, he's absolutely fantastic. He's all over the NBA. So, good stuff there from Dan Favale, who joined us on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. But yeah, OKC, everybody's like, it's just them. But Dan brings up good points. There's some good teams in the West. The East is more of a toss-up, right? Knicks, Celtics, Pistons, maybe the Cavaliers, maybe someone surprises. So can't wait for the NBA playoffs kick off tomorrow. Of course, the 2 playing games today. You got one early evening, one late evening, so we'll see who makes it into the playoffs. Up next, we're going to head to Buffalo. That city must be a vibe right now. I can't imagine being there for Game 1. Old school matchup between the Bruins and the Buffalo Sabres. Joe Yerdon from the Bleacher Report joins us next to tee up Sabres and Bruins. Don't go anywhere, of course. Hit us up. Nasty Chat, slam that thumbs up. Let's get to 100. And like always, the afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Their prime rib special is only $21.99 at the Tap 25 restaurant. It's available 7 days a week from 11:30 to 11 p.m. We head to Buffalo on the other side of the break here on EST Afternoons.
The Oilers have recalled Calvin Pickard from the Condors on an emergency basis. Pickard has played 8 games in Bakersfield this year, going 4-3-1 with an .886 save percentage and over 3 goals against average. Oilers Ducks, they hit the ice to start their series Monday night at Rogers Place. On the court, the NBA play-in tournament closes out 2 games on the agenda. Hornets Magic tip off at 5:30. Winner of that one moves on to play the Pistons in round 1, while out west the Warriors and Suns lock horns. Whoever takes that one faces OKC. In the NFL, ESPN has reported Will Anderson and the Texans have agreed to a 3-year, $150 million contract extension. That makes him the highest paid non-quarterback. And at 7:40, first pitch, Jays D-backs game 1 of their 3-gamer. Toronto 7-11, 4th in the AL East, sending Eric Lauer to the mound against Arizona's Michael Soroka. Right now in the majors, 1 game's live, bottom 7th inning. Cubs still with the lead, 7-3 over the Mets. Joe Yerdon up next to talk all things Buffalo Sabres. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you up to date.
Worksite ready, Western tough. Lamley's Workwear is calling all tradespeople, oil and gas crews, construction workers, farmers, and hard-working Canadians. Built for the job with quality craftsmanship, job site protection, and cowboy-worthy durability. Trusted brands like Ariat Work and Wrangler Rigs, designed for performance and all-day comfort on the toughest sites. No matter the season, Lamley's has the workwear you need. Shop the full range now at lamleys.com/work.
LAMMLES.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
Goodwill is
One shopper. Finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket. A deal. One donor. Letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant.
Learning.
Trying.
Building skills.
Building confidence.
Building a future.
One purchase. One donation.
One job. One choice.
Goodwill is
The power of one. The power of one. The power of one.
The power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
River Cree Resort and Casino proudly presents Revisiting Credence. May 15th, the Credence tribute you don't want to miss. Get ready for a powerhouse performance as the magic of Credence lives on, delivering the iconic hits with unmatched pedigree, musicianship, and pure rock and roll energy. Don't miss a night of classic rock done right. Revisiting Credence, May 15th at River Cree Resort and Casino. Must be 18 plus. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province. There has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery. All in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
We're back here on EST Afternoons, the Friday show. We'll be back Monday. We're all over the Oilers and Ducks, of course. Last 2 teams to play. Game 1, Monday at 8 o'clock local time here. We're all over. It's 6 a.m. until 8. Reed Wilkins is going an extra half hour. We'll have an hour and a half pregame show to get you set for all the action. Joe Yerdon coming up here shortly. First, we got to get to our trivia question to join us for the parlay. First 5 correct answers into the inbox at 780-218-9999 will be into the Wheel of Fun. Last time these 2 teams met in the playoffs, it was Game 7 in 2017, Koob. The Ducks won by a score of 2-1. Who scored the lone goal for the Edmonton Oilers in Game 7 in 2017? First 5 correct answers to the inbox. We'll get in, and then we'll draw someone to join us on the parlay. As now we head to Buffalo. Joe Yerdon from the Bleacher Report joins us here. Joe, I can't imagine the vibes this weekend in Buffalo going into that game on Sunday. An old school series as well, Bruins and Sabres. Just, you got to tell me about the vibes there, man. Like, it's, I can't wait, and I'm here in Edmonton.
It's been a building thing since this team took off and like rocketed up the standings, and it was the vibes and the nerves, and now like the excitement of everybody that around the city, around the team is just, it's through the roof. It's really incredible to see after, so long. And I know you guys in Edmonton can certainly sympathize with being out of it for so long, and then what it was like when you got back in, and now seeing this team back in, and the whole city is in, and now everybody is clamoring to both get inside the building and get down to Canal Side to be outside of it for they used to do the party in the plaza, but now they've got all of Canal Side and the plaza. I mean, there might be even more people outside the arena than there will be inside, and it seats 19,070, man. So it's going to be a madhouse.
How important is it going to be for the Sabres to kind of just, that first 10 minutes coming out for the anthems and all that, not to get kind of caught up in the hype? Because it's hard. And these guys, it's human nature. You're going to get caught up in it and the emotion of it. How important is it those first 10 minutes of game one for the Sabres to kind of just calm down?
Oh, it's going to be hard, and it's going to be very important for them to do it. And if there's a team that can help get them centered and get their heads screwed on right, it's the Bruins, because they're going to come out and they're going to hit them hard. They're going to go out and try to really muddy things up on them, because they know the Sabres want to skate free and play fast and do all that stuff. And the Bruins, they don't jive with that. That is not in their playbook on how to do things. And they're going to, we're going to see some guys get knocked around. It's going to be a ferocious series.
Oh yeah.
But man, the opening 10 minutes, and I'm just like, I've been trying to wrap my head around this for a couple of months now, because we, you kind of chalked it up like, yeah, they're going to the playoffs, but I didn't think they were going to win the division 2 months ago. I didn't think they were going to be having, maybe home ice in the first 2 rounds, 2 months ago, but just what it's going to be like. And, the way the crowd's been the last couple months, last month, really, with how fired up they get for everything, is kind of a good warm up. But I don't think anybody, players, executives, coach, well, maybe Lindy knows, but everybody else here doesn't really have a grasp on what this is going to be like. Game one, Sunday night, with, the whole buildup, everything. I don't think anybody really understands what it's going to be like inside that building.
Joe, do you know if they're planning on any alumni coming out, anything like that?
I have to imagine we're going to see some old faces coming around a little more often. They've started a tradition here where they have somebody bang a bass drum before the start of the game. They do the "Let's Go Buffalo" beat to it, and the names have been getting bigger, and some of the throwback guys have been getting more like, oh, hey, look who's in town. I mean, a few weeks ago we had Gilbert Perreault doing it, and I was like, hey, we're kind of wasting a bullet here. We might need him for game one of the playoffs.
Yeah.
But we've seen some of the big name Bills guys coming around. Derek Roy was just here for the last game, so that's a good tie to the 06-07 teams and whatnot. But if you had to ask me who's got game one, the only guy I can think of is maybe Brad May, because Mayday and the Bruins and the whole thing. You're looking for somebody that maybe ties to that. So maybe Mayday, but
how's the relationship with Barnaby?
It's a little awkward.
Okay.
It's a little awkward. Barnaby had his book come out. I think it was last year, and I don't think the team carried it in the bookstore. So there was a little bit of drama there. I don't know if that bridge gets patched up, but he'd be a heck of a guy to have out there, just kind of rabble rousing and doing whatever. But I mean, there's so many guys, just both Bills and Sabres, because it's all the same ownership. So
yeah.
I think the thing we're all wondering is, when do they pull Josh Allen out to really get everybody going? And I don't know if that's when you save for later in the playoffs, or you just get it out of the way now.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Joe, you're from the Bleacher Report, joining us here on EST Afternoons. All right, let's get to the series. Let's start between the pipes, Joe. I mean, Swayman, excellent goaltender. Buffalo's both goalies have been really good in this run they've had. Is this going to come down to who's the hotter, who's the better goalie between the pipes?
It very well might, and I think that's where things get a little scary for Buffalo, because Jeremy Swayman, when he's on his game, is one of the best in the league. And with how the Bruins play and how tough they are defensively and how tough they are all across the ice. If they can limit those chances and make Swayman's night a little easier by limiting those opportunities, that turns it into like a 2-1 sort of game where, that gets a little uncomfortable for everybody. But I think the Bruins feel a lot better if that's how the outcome goes and they've got Swayman and on their side. That said, Ukko Pekka-Luukkonen has been outstanding since the Olympic break ended. Remember, he was supposed to go out and represent Finland, got injured right before the Olympics and couldn't go. And from day one, since the schedule started up after the Olympics, he's been lights out. And maybe his worst game, I put big old quotation marks around that, was the 8-7 game against Tampa, where throw everything out. You can't judge anything based on that game because that was game of the year aberration. But Luukkonen's been outstanding, and Alex Lyon's been great too. But he was been kind of working through an injury. I think we're going to see him at practice tomorrow. I think he's going to be ready to go. But I think this is Luukkonen's team right now. Lindy seemed to pull that switch a couple weeks ago, where gave Luukkonen a few consecutive starts in a row, and I was like, okay, I think that's the guy they're going to run with. But having a guy like Lyon in your back pocket ready to go, and the way he's played this season, that's a nice advantage if you gotta make a switch.
And Joe, when I was looking at kind of lineups ahead of the show today, I think you got to give the decor to the Sabres up front. I almost give it to Buffalo as well. I know Pasternak is on the Boston Bruins, but you got Tage Thompson, you got Tuck. You got some quality players there. How do you view the toe-to-toe between the defense cores and the forward groups?
I think Buffalo has the defense advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, their top four is it's so good. And that's not to take anything away from Charlie McAvoy and Hampus Lindholm and Nikita Zadorov. Like, those guys are really good. They're really good at what they do, especially if, Lindholm, I mean, he's dealt with so many injuries and everything, but he's always been such a really good defenseman that it makes them a little bit more, they got a little bit more like that veteran savvy that they kind of know some of the tricks, that kind of thing. But Boston's forward group they've got very particular roles. And, you see, Pasternak's outstanding. Geeky's so good on the power play. Pavel Zacha having a 30-goal season this year is kind of crazy, given how long it's kind of taken him to get to this spot. But now he's a really, really solid player up the middle. Elias Lindholm's always been a very good two-way player. So they've got a lot of those guys. Casey Middlestat, it's a guy everybody here is very familiar with. He can score in those pinch situations as well. And their fourth line, listen, Buffalo's fourth line is really good. Boston's is nasty. And that's a kind of thing that's, you're going to have those head-to-head matchups. And I mean, those two lines are just going to be, throwing haymakers at each other. Maybe not literally, but they're going to go out and hammer on each other. And it's going to be that kind of series where I think the forwards match up a little bit evenly, although you have to give an edge to Thompson. I mean, 40 goals is nothing to sneeze at. Pasternak, though, I mean, every game against Boston this year, he's found a way to kind of catch Buffalo's defense napping or catch them busy doing something else, and then he's taken off up the ice for starting a 2-on-1. That kind of stuff is what makes Boston really scary, because I mean, Pasternak's a MVP level type player. I mean, so has Tage been this year.
Yeah,
it's just so many things with this matchup where it's, I know Buffalo finished higher in the standings, but man, Boston has a lot of stuff about them that makes them a scary matchup.
And Joe, can we read too much into the head-to-head this regular season? I know some of the games were early when Buffalo was still struggling. They only won one of the four. Can we read too much into what happened in the regular season?
I'm kind of throwing all that out the window.
Yeah.
I mean, those early games, that Buffalo team wasn't what they were. And I don't even think that Bruins team is what they are now. And even the most recent matchup, I mean, that game kind of turns on a weird goal that, a bounce off the glass that came through the crease, and Casey's there to bat, to put it home, and it's a win over Buffalo, and that's a good thing for Boston. But I mean, the way how early those early games were, and just how weird those the later games were, I'm not really taking anything away from that. This is a clean slate between these two, which for anybody trying to predict on it, good luck to you.
Well, Joe, I was just going to ask you the tough question here before we let you go. How do you see the series finishing here, and who's taking it, and how many games? I
already kind of put my words down on Bleacher Report today with some of the predictions for the series, but I think Buffalo has the advantage and it's not the home ice advantage thing. I think they've got a better depth of talent, and I think they've got they certainly have the better decor, and I think they've got that edge on Boston. Now, it's not going to be easy, but I think Buffalo takes this series. I think it's a 6-game series, and but it's going to be one of those 6-game series where every win for both teams is going to be so hard earned that it's going to be a sweat fest throughout.
And Joe, did you do predictions for all the series?
I did, yes.
Yeah. So what do you think of Ducks Oilers?
I've hated the way the Ducks have played at the end of the season here. I know there's reason to be kind of wavering on Edmonton, but I think Anaheim's at their best when they're playing kind of fire wagon hockey, and boy, you don't do that with the Oilers. You do not do that against the Oilers, because the Oilers play that better than they do. And I know there's a lot of questions around both teams. I think the Oilers would run away with that series. I think I had Edmonton in 5 in that one. I think gentleman's sweep is probably the case, because Anaheim still has a bunch of really tough veterans on that team. I know it's Carlson and Gauthier and all those guys that are like, the hot young players for them, but they're D guys, Gudis, Trouba, like all those guys, they're nasty customers on the ice, and there's going to be shenanigans. So, but I think Edmonton is just too good for them. And I know there's questions, but I just think the Oilers are just too good for where Anaheim's at right now. Like, this is kind of a shock for them to be where they are in the playoffs. So maybe they're in a slight happy to be here sort of mindset, where Edmonton's like, we need to get back to the final. We need to win this. So I think that gives them a huge edge in that series.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've seen it, but Draisaitl's skating on the second line today. No confirmation, but looks like he's good to go. I have him in 5 as well. I just think the experience is going to be the difference there. And Joel, I'll ask you one last one about the NHL playoffs. Do you have an upset?
I think I might have went chalk across the board, honestly. But I think if there's a spot where you could have an upset, I think it's Utah and Vegas. I love the spunk that Utah plays with, and they've got a lot of really good players. Yeah. But the catch with Vegas that kills me is that switch to getting Tortorella in there to coach them, which is kind of wild given how late it came in the season, has totally snapped them around.
Yeah.
Like, gotten their attention. They are locked in, and for me, that's a scary team. If they advance and like you get Edmonton, Vegas second round, that is a scary matchup for both teams, honestly. Yes. But for Edmonton, if they got to deal with Vegas playing the way Torts wants them to, and like you got Eichel, Stone, Marner, all these guys are playing great, and everything's kind of falling into place for them. That's a team that I am petrified of in the playoffs. But I think Utah can give them enough of a headache that it makes things a little bit uncomfortable for them. So I think if there's an upset to be had, it can be Utah, but I totally had Vegas winning that in 6.
Joe, great stuff. I'm so happy for Sabres fans, media. It's been a tough go, and everybody deserves that game 1. There's going to be unreal vibes, and we'll see how that series plays out. It's going to be fantastic. Joe, thank you for taking some time this afternoon. Enjoy your weekend, and enjoy game 1 on Sunday.
Absolutely will. Thanks so much for having me.
All right, Joe Yerdon from the Bleacher Report, talking all things Buffalo Sabres there. I know Koob and I were kind of more on the Bruins side there. Good thing we didn't say that when Joe was on, right, Koob? You get in a little bit of trouble.
I don't think he'd be mad. You should have heard what Matt Sakaris said.
What did he say?
Well, yesterday on the Reed Wilkins show ahead of the game. I mean, that was before any of the matchups were set up, but you might have to go back and watch that later on. It was a bit. I think it was a bit of a bit. But
it's listen. That series for me is one of the toughest ones to pick. I think it's going to come down to between the pipes. I truly do, but it's going to be fun, man. And I'm older than you, Koob. Obviously, I grew up watching Sabres Bruins series.
I didn't know that was
it was always great. Portions of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. Afternoons just got a serious upgrade at the CBH. Happy hour runs Monday to Saturday from 2 to 6 p.m. while with deals starting at $3.99. Make the smart move and head to the Canadian Brew. Hey, Monday, if you have the afternoon off, you're just working in the morning, go there for happy hour, watch the game with Tommy Gazzola. It's going to be absolutely just great vibes. I can't wait for the playoffs. It's the best time of year. Okay, we only had 2 people answer the trivia question, so we're going with 2 people. Okay? You don't want to play along? That's fine with me. It's going to be Chris S. against D-Rock. Mano a mano. one of them will be part of the Screw Let's Do It parlay. The question was, last time these teams met in the playoffs, Ducks and Oilers, they went to Game 7 in 2017. Ducks won 2-1. Who scored the lone goal for the Edmonton Oilers? It's unfortunate we don't have more, but Chris S., D-Rock, get ready to send in your picks if one of you win. That's on the other side of the break, and we're getting close, Koob. We're getting really close to 100 thumbs up, so why not play this?
Smash the thumbs up! Smash the thumbs up!
All right, Screw, let's do a parlay. We close it out for the week. Get you ready for NBA, NHL playoffs. You got tons of racing as well. So much fun to come. It's Koob. It's Hernan here on EST Afternoons on Edmonton Sports Talk. We're back with the Screw, let's do a parlay on the other side of the break.
The Oilers have recalled Calvin Pickard from the Bakersfield Condors on an emergency basis. Pickard suited up in 8 games down in the AHL, going 4-3-1, posting an .886 save percentage with over 3 goals against on average. Oilers Ducks say hit the ice on Monday to start their series at Rogers Place. To the NBA, the play-in tournament closes out just a pair of games today. It's Charlotte and Orlando hitting the court at 5:30. Winner of that one moves on to play the Pistons in round 1, and out west the Warriors and Suns lock horns. Whoever takes that one goes on to face OKC. In the NFL, ESPN has reported that Will Anderson and the Texans have agreed to a 3-year, $150 million contract extension, making him the highest paid non-quarterback. At 7:40, in the majors, first pitch between the Jays and D-backs goes in Game 1 of their 3-game series. Toronto is 7-11 so far in the season, 4th in the AL East, sending Eric Lauer to the mound against Michael Soroka of Arizona. Right now, top of the 8th, the only game live in the majors, Mets down by 6, score 10-4 in favor of the Cubs. The final segment of EST Afternoons brings us back following the break, but this sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated since 1993, they're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc, they're the experts you need to know. The Screw Let's Do a parlay next. Stay tuned for that. I'm Zach Kubusch, and you're up to date.
Firehouse Subs. Our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Hey Dad, I'm coming home from university.
Before they come back from school, get extra space with Sentinel Storage. Affordable and convenient storage solutions. Try 4 weeks free. Plus, students save 10% on rental. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
The Canadian Brewhouse is not a quiet place to watch the game. We're a goal horn blaring, tankard raising, stranger hugging, lose your voice kind of a place. No inside voices, no empty seats, no bad angles. Just playoff hockey, the way it's supposed to feel. With your friends, the ones you brought and the ones you just met. If you want quiet, stay home. If you want to feel it, book your spot now in the loudest room in the city. This is our house, the Canadian Brewhouse.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Salud. I'm your huckleberry.
We're back here on EST Afternoon's final segment before we turn it over to the one and only Reed Wilkins, Handsome J Mill with the Reed Wilkins Show. Tomorrow, Hello Hockey, 10 to noon with Tom Zola and Sean Bell. Monday, 6 to 8. Non-stop previews. Everything you want to know about Oilers Ducks. We're all over here at Edmonton Sports Talk. The best in Edmonton Sports. I might be biased, Koob, but I don't care. I don't give a hoot. I want to thank everybody for participating. The 2 people that participated in the trivia question, really appreciate that. 23 away from 100. The Bet Shamer, Big Ukes in the nasty chat as well. So, yeah, we'll see who he chirps today, my friend. Right, Koob? No? Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just taking a bite of my food here.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
That's my bad. Oh, I was gonna say you're calling him a bet shamer?
Yeah.
No comment.
All right, Chris
comment.
S, D-Rock, mano a mano. Here we go. Why we hear Koob eat. And Chris S has won it today, Koob. Throw it back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Chris S, text it or put it in the nasty chat. Your bet for the day. Koob, what do you got today?
Man, this is difficult. I thought about going to the NHL. Thought about going to the NBA play-ins, but it's UFC Winnipeg.
Okay.
Going down tomorrow,
The good old
Saturday.
Peg.
Mike Malott, Gilbert Burns as the headliner in that one. Co-main event is Charles Jourdain and Kyler Phillips. But a fight that stands out to me is Jasmine Judavicius against Karine Silva.
Okay.
That one's going earlier on in the card. And Jasmine Judavicius is quite vicious. I saw her fight in the UFC Edmonton card, I believe, when she was here, and she's a pretty good fighter. She's minus 357.
Jesus.
She is a big favorite. But in this fight, her last two, yeah, that's okay. 3 of her last 4 fights have been finished by either submission or knockout. Well, she lost in KO in her most recent fight. Submission before that, unanimous decision prior to that, and a submission before that one as well. I don't know. I'm feeling it's going to go under 2.5 rounds for this fight. That's plus 194 between Jasmine Judavicius and Karine Silva tomorrow. I just have a feeling, Hernan.
So under?
Under 2.5 rounds.
Okay.
And usually they go to the decision.
What does that even mean?
Usually they have to fight all 3 rounds, all 15 minutes, but I don't know.
Is that even available on? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, you got to scroll down. When you go to the MMA page on the left-hand side on playalberta.ca.
It's Burns Malott, right?
That is, yeah, Burns Malott.
Okay. And you're picking
under 2.5 rounds between Jasmine Judavicius and Karine Silva.
Under 2.5 rounds plus 194. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does Chris S send anything in yet? Coop, have you seen?
I have not.
I found the bet.
Chris S. You found a bet or the bet?
I found your bet.
Oh, you found it. Good.
I'm brilliant.
Good.
Brilliant. Chris. Ooh.
Oh, I got it. Wrexham versus Stoke.
Chris really going off the rails here.
Wow.
I love it. Chris S has Wrexham versus Stoke, both teams to score and over 2.5. What the hell does that mean? So both teams to score 1 goal and then over and the game to finish with over 2.5 goals. Is that what he means? Koob, help me here, man.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, both teams to score and over 2.5 the total. That's what it means.
All right. Well, since everybody's getting crazy, might as well get crazy.
You want to see crazy?
Koob went crazy.
Well,
I'm going to go crazy. It's not that. Okay, so is that's soccer, and that's English soccer, and that's championship, right?
You're asking the wrong guy here, Hernan.
I don't know if can you do both these bets though. Like I'm asking Lee, I don't know. Can you do 2 bets?
We can do it. We can do it, Hernan.
Okay, fair
I think.
enough.
I'd want to say we have the power.
I want to go NBA, man. Now that I'm a Trailblazers fan, but I'm not going Trailblazers game.
Oh.
Do you think it's okay to go Raptors to cover?
In game 1?
Yeah. What do the Nasties think?
I mean, on all accounts, they seem like
It's 8.5, Koob. That means they gotta, if they lose it, it's gotta be within 8.5 or they outright win. What do you think?
I don't know. On all accounts, I have a bad feeling. Almost everybody has written off the Raptors.
Exactly.
So you're
because they can still lose. Koob.
Doing it as a feel good, in a sense.
Are they due?
I don't know, Hernan.
Someone help me.
Whatever you feel is right. I'm not gonna judge you for the pick, but that would be one of the picks of all time here.
Well, Crap says this bet isn't hitting, so might as well. Ooh, I haven't even made my pick yet.
Well, there's a lot of things going on in this one. It's going to be a juicy number, Hernan. This is going to be a big number, regardless of what you add here.
Well, that's
if we just went with the.
That's why it's called the Screw. Let's do it because it's bets that probably shouldn't hit, but could hit.
There's potential there. Well, there's various different bets. It's not that we're only doing this bet on this show. I mean, there's a silly EST parlay as well. That's plus 1,700 currently on Play Alberta under the EST specials pages. But there's Jay's Play of the Day coming up as well. There's quite a few specials.
Screw it. I'm going to say
on our
Raptors
page.
to cover. I don't care what anyone says. I believe in the Raptors. Is that so wrong?
Nope.
I'm intrigued by this number, though.
The number is going to be insane, Hernan.
Because with just the Raptors and your pick, we're at already plus 461.
Oh, no.
And then we throw in a little footy action in there.
Oh, that's pretty intense.
Pretty intense, right?
I like it. I'm saying roll with it.
Okay, screw it. There you have it.
Stop overthinking.
Okay, let me see if I can figure this out. Okay, so Knobloch did talk on Draisaitl. He might be ready for game 1. He might be ready for game 3. He might be ready for game 5 sometime.
So I don't know why he was asked.
He's playing in game 1. And then he also added that Jason Dickinson should be on the ice for practice Sunday. Take that with a grain of salt. Who the hell knows? All right.
Cool.
Okay. So this is the bet for the Screw. Let's do it. Under 2.5 rounds between Jasmine Judavicius and Karine Silva. Raptors to cover, it's 8.5 tomorrow. And then our nasty that's in Wrexham versus Stoke, both teams to score in over 2.5 goals.
Crazy.
Let's ride, baby. Vamos.
And that's one you use your game sense on. Let's just make that clear.
Well, just do you, bruh.
Okay, use your game sense. Always remember.
You got to have some fun in life, Koob.
Yeah, you could have lots of fun, and you can make a sprinkle and have a little bit more fun, knowing that there's nothing big riding on the line.
Just with Wrexham and Stoke to be over 2.5 goals in the game, we're at plus 882. I mean, sorry. Yeah, 882.
Oh my god.
Which is pretty good, and we still got to throw in both teams to score.
Well, that hits. That's actually an unreal bet.
It is.
It might go up as bet of the year at the Estes.
Can anyone beat that Cloud9 one? Oh.
No, I don't think so. That was on a whim.
All right. Hey, Nasties, you guys have been awesome. You guys and gals have been awesome all week. Next week, playoffs, baby. I mean, it's going to be wild. We have to decide what song Hernan's going to sing if the Oilers win the series. Should it just be La Bamba or should we switch it up? I don't know. It's up to you guys. We'll discuss that on Monday, okay? Enjoy the games this weekend. NHL, NBA, it's going to be fantastic. And then Monday, it gets going for real. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for thumbs up all week. Don't go anywhere. Reed Wilkins show coming up with Reed and the one and only J Mill. And then tomorrow, Hello Hockey with the boys from the pre and post game shows. And then Monday, like I said, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. non-stop coverage here on Edmonton Sports Talk. For Koob, I'm Hernan saying enjoy the weekend, enjoy the weather. We love you all. Chowders.